I was just eating my lunch and I heard this message. Um, Pardon me. And it's been trickling through today. But I just heard, and some people are going to take this the wrong way and whatever. But I think a lot of people will hear me or hear this message because truly I am just the vessel for this message. So before I forget it, let me relay that to you. And what I heard was, this came through to me as a download just while I was eating lunch, which is often how profound downloads come. You know, you're in your flow state doing the things, and the profoundness just lands. And what came through was that nature could strike down Donald Trump with a lightning bolt at any moment, but it hasn't done that yet. And why is that? Like, have you really thought about that? Why hasn't nature, who actually is the most powerful force to exist, why hasn't nature just struck down Donald Trump in any way? Because when you think about it, people leave this earth in so many spontaneous, weird ways. That is the I'm hearing what's epithesis? What does that word even mean? I have to look that up. Epithesis. Okay, that anyway, that's whatever came up is not what I'm trying to say. Weird. That's so weird. Anyway, that word is not really what I thought it was going to be. But wait, antithesis? Bear with me. Antithesis. Is that what I'm hearing? Antithesis. The exact opposite, a strong contrast, or a literary device that puts two opposite ideas side by side. Interesting. I mean, I was gonna start saying, oh yeah, okay. I was just exploring this. And I mean, that okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's so crazy sometimes when I'm like relaying a message and I hear a word and I don't know what it means, and um I'm very like, it's always so exciting, but I'm very like hesitant to use the word sometimes because um because antithesis is a medical device which didn't fit what I was trying to do. But then the more I listened, I heard antithesis. So Antithesis. The antithesis of life is death. And that is the one of the, you know, mysteries of living life on earth is nobody knows how they're going to leave this earth. Not really. That's not information that we get when we come here. And so, what does this have to do with Donald Trump? Well, the thing is, I was thinking today, I was like, why is he here? Like, there has to be some grand purpose or reason that him or any other evil genius has perpetuated power over the course of human history. And Donald Trump is specifically fascinating to me, and I don't say fascinating like in a positive way. Like but it's honestly fascinating how he can wield so much power because he is so stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense, but he's still doing it. And so this message came through because I was like, what is the purpose of him being here? And I hate to admit it, but I do believe one of the main reasons that he is still here. I mean, maybe it's because he's like this reptile who somehow has captured like the alchemist's stone, and so he can't die or something like that. Like he's not actually a human. He's just like a, you know, a demon in disguise. That's completely possible. But the other only explanation I could think of is that his pure audacity and idiocracy is the only way that humans are going to learn a certain lesson. And I hate to be the whistleblower. Actually, I love being the whistleblower. But I hate to be the one to illuminate this. But the thing is that leaders such as him and any other leader who has led by evil forces, genocide, hatred, you know, and the like, any force that has perpetuated through that, I think there's a certain level of like awakening that always happens to occur when something bad happens. And it's really, really unfortunate because often the people who awaken first are the people who have felt the pain and suffering of the results of those power dynamics. But if Donald Trump is still alive, like nature could take him out at any point. It's true. It doesn't matter how much security he has. There's nothing stopping him from choking on a Cheeto and perishing. Like there's not like, so why is he here? What awakening is the purpose of him in his role creating for humanity? And there's no good reason for the evils of the world to happen. I would like to make that very clear. In no way are the perpetuated evils of an unjust society allowed. Allowed in no way are those, am I like brushing those off is what I mean. Like in no way am I saying, oh, all bad things happen for a reason. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a reason that bad things happen. And those two sentences are very different. Although to some people they probably sound the same. But to me they're very different. And I think about this a lot because it also plays into how we perceive every aspect of our life. Antithesis resents a contrast. AI is telling me so I searched, how is death the antithesis of life? And AI tells me, death is the structural and thermodynamic opposite of life, defined by the collapse of biological order, the cessation of conscious experience, and the ultimate surrender to universal entropy. Entropy is a scientific measure of disorder, randomness, or how spread out energy is within a system. So this is what I'm saying, is that ultimately the way that we leave this earth is random. And in that is an antithesis of life, because we truly live to create intentionally. And if a being is here, then what is the purpose? Like I think this is important to say because I think a lot of us feel powerless a lot of the time, which makes sense. There are systems in place to make us feel powerless. But how are we going to observe our own feeling of powerlessness if there is not a blatant leader in front of us, or blatant tragedy in front of us showing us that we feel powerless? If nothing else, it is a choice for us to look at all the shadows on the planet right now and think to ourselves, okay, what is this shadow bringing up within me? Because if we feel powerless to the shadows, that's exactly where they want us to be. And it's when we break out of that we can actually embrace life. We can actually embrace the antithesis of death. And we can grow as humans. And so when I think, why is all this terrible stuff happening? I don't see it as a sealed fate. I see it as these subconscious wirings and systems that we have to illuminate and wake up to in order to regain our own sense of power. And I think that's what's happening on a mass scale. But that's not easy. That's not an easy process. It's hard. Because it splits apart our entire understanding of who we are. And we have to gather back the pieces of us that were stolen from those others in positions of power who took them from us by shattering our sense of self through trauma. We have to regather all of those pieces. And within us, we then rediscover our power in the face of the shadow. Or in this example, in the face of the Cheeto. This is not an ad for Cheetos, by the way. Okay, that's it.